Hey, bud.
How you doing?
How are you,
Glad
man?
You made it. Yeah.
Good to see you.
You too.
ALS is the last thing they want to diagnose anybody with. So often takes all this time for these people to be diagnosed. Well, then it precludes them from being a part of these clinical trials.
Right.
That's why Act for ALS is so great, is because it broadens the access for everybody.
We hope to get the reauthorizing bill introduced very soon. I think Mr. Quigley and Mr. Calvert are committed to that. Again, we are expecting overwhelming bipartisan support. We're hoping for your continued support. And
You have it. Yes. I told you I'd do everything I could to help, and I mean it.
I'm going to ring every bell.
Good.
Yeah, I have 2 daughters at home. I want to see them,
Yep.
graduate college, and
Yep.
get married, and maybe have grandkids.
Yep.
I want to be there for all that. So I'm going to fight, to the last breath on this one.
We're all in it with you. That's for
Thank
sure.
you.
Yeah.
Let's do it, man.
Let's do it. Next. Yeah. What else can I do?
Refill that espresso, maybe. I'm a little tired, man.
Deal.
53 years old. That's it. That's the number that stopped everyone mid-scroll. Eric Dane, yes, McSteamy himself, is gone at 53, and somehow the internet just got very, very quiet before it got very loud. Because tell me why it still doesn't feel real. One minute you're rewatching old episodes of Grey's Anatomy, minding your business, reliving peak 2000s chaos, and the next your group chat is blowing up with, "Wait, is this true?" Yeah, it's true. Reports confirm that Eric Dane passed away at 53 after battling ALS, and if that hit you in the chest a little, you're not alone. ALS is cruel. It's progressive. It doesn't care how strong you look on screen or how many fans you have. It just takes. And the part that makes this even heavier is that he had been navigating this largely out of the public eye. While we were debating plot lines and dissecting characters, he was dealing with something much bigger behind the scenes. Let's rewind, because Eric Dane wasn't just that hot doctor. He was an entire era. When he walked into Seattle Grace Hospital as Mark Sloan, he didn't just join Grey's Anatomy, he shifted it. McSteamy wasn't supposed to be the main character. He was supposed to stir the pot, cause chaos, break up relationships. And somehow he did all of that and still made us root for him. You remember the energy, the smirk, the confidence, the messy decisions. And then the writers gave him depth. They gave him heartbreak. They gave him growth. Suddenly McSteamy wasn't just eye candy. He was layered, flawed, and weirdly lovable. That nickname started as a joke, a playful contrast to McDreamy, but it became pop culture canon. Tumblr gifs, Halloween costumes, group chat references. It stuck. And he didn't just disappear after that era. Years later, he re-emerged in Euphoria, playing Cal Jacobs, a role so different it almost felt like a statement. Gone was the charming surgeon. In his place was a deeply complicated, morally messy father unraveling in slow motion. The range was wild, from flirty plastic surgeon to dark, repressed suburban dad under HBO's neon lighting. He proved he wasn't boxed in by one iconic role. That monologue scene everyone keeps reposting now? It hits differently after this news. There's something about revisiting performances after someone passes that makes every line feel heavier, every expression feel more vulnerable. The way the news spread was instant. Within minutes, social media was flooded. Not McSteamy! This can't be real. 53 is too young. Fans started posting clips from his first episodes, his most emotional scenes, his final moments on Grey's. TikTok filled up with edits. Slow-motion hospital hallway walk set to sad music. Captions like, "We grew up with you." One viral video showed his first and last Grey's episodes side by side, and the comments turned into a therapy session. Reddit went into deep dive mode, analyzing his career, sharing personal stories about meeting him at conventions. One person wrote that watching Grey's during chemo with their mom made Mark Sloan their comfort character. That's when it stops being just celebrity news and starts feeling personal. And the tributes from co-stars made it even more real. Throwback photos, behind-the-scenes selfies, inside jokes and captions. You could tell this wasn't just professional respect, it was genuine loss. When you spend years on a set together, working long days, building fake hospital emergencies while forming real friendships, that bond is different. People sometimes forget that actors aren't just characters, They're humans showing up to work, building routines, creating families in these fictional worlds. There's also this collective shock about his age. 53 isn't elderly. It's not a long life well lived. It feels mid-sentence, mid-career, like there were more chapters coming. And the internet doesn't process unfinished stories well. You can see it in the posts. People aren't just sad, they're stunned. They're revisiting his early roles before Grey's made him a phenomenon. Old clips are resurfacing, reminding everyone that he'd been grinding long before the McSteamy nickname defined him. What's striking is how respectful the overall vibe has been. Yes, there are conversations about ALS awareness, about how tragedies like this spike public attention for diseases that don't get enough coverage. But the dominant tone is grief and admiration. Even people who weren't hardcore fans are saying, "That's too young." Because it is. It makes you uncomfortable. It makes you think about how fragile everything is.
This sucks. This sucks so hard. Hello, my fam. It is Perez, the queen of all media, the original influencer, and McSteamy himself, Eric Dane, has passed away. The Grey's Anatomy alum was just 53 years young. Just 53 years young. And only 10 months ago did he disclose publicly that he had been diagnosed with ALS. ALS is a neurological disease that basically shuts down all of the muscles in your body. Everything. The body becomes its own enemy. He and his wife separated but remained a family unit and have 2 young daughters. Rebecca Gay Hart released a statement saying, "With heavy hearts, we share that Eric Dane passed on Thursday afternoon following a courageous battle with ALS. He spent his final days surrounded by dear friends, his devoted wife, and his 2 beautiful daughters, Billy and Georgia, who were the center of his world. Throughout his journey with ALS, Eric became a passionate advocate for awareness and research, determined to make a difference for others facing the same fight. He will be deeply missed and lovingly remembered always. Eric adored his fans and is forever grateful for the outpouring of love and support he's received. The family has asked for privacy as they navigate this impossible time. In addition to being known for Grey's Anatomy, many people recently also know Eric Dane from Euphoria, and it is understood that he did film for the upcoming season 3 of the show, which will come out posthumously. An exact date has not yet been announced. If you have a favorite role of Eric Dane's, a favorite episode of Grey's or Euphoria, any memory that you would like to share, please drop it in the comments section. A year ago, just that quick. I send you all a big hug. I'm so grateful to be here, and I'm grateful that you're watching this. I'll see you in the comments.
Right now, timelines are filled with side-by-side images of his early career, his Grey's peak, his darker Euphoria era. It's like watching decades of work compressed into a scroll. Under nearly every post, the same phrase, "Rest easy." It's simple, maybe repetitive, but it feels genuine. For a moment, the snark and the memes pause, and the internet collectively acknowledges loss. 53 feels unfinished. It feels unfair. It feels like a story that deserved a longer third act. But what Eric Dane left behind, those performances, those characters, those moments people rewatch when they need comfort, that's permanent. Mark Sloan will always exist in that hospital corridor. Cal Jacobs will always deliver that haunting monologue. Every time someone types McSteamy into a search bar, they'll find a character that defined a generation of TV. The group chats might be quieter tonight, the timeline's heavier, but the work remains. And if the reaction online has made one thing clear, it's this. Eric Dane wasn't just another name in the credits. He was a presence, an era, a part of people's lives in ways that matter more than we sometimes realize. Make sure you're subscribed to Inside Hollywood, because I know you don't want to miss what happens next. And there's something surreal about how quickly a pop culture nickname turns into part of a legacy. McSteamy started as a playful punchline, and now it's attached to heartfelt tributes. That's the whiplash of celebrity life. One minute you're trending for a steamy scene, the next, you're trending because the world is saying goodbye. Fans are organizing rewatches in his honor, Grey's marathons, Euphoria revisits. It's how people cope. They replay the moments, keep the performances alive. And that's the strange comfort here. His work isn't disappearing. The episodes are still there. The scenes still hit. New fans will still discover Mark Sloan strutting down that hospital hallway. Cal Jacobs' complicated story will still spark debate. Art has a way of outliving the artist. But behind the characters was a real person, a father, a colleague, a friend, navigating an incredibly difficult diagnosis. And the tributes keep highlighting the same things: kindness, professionalism, warmth. In an industry that can be ruthless, that says a lot.
This one gonna hurt the ladies the most. Eric Dane from Grey's Anatomy has passed away at the age of 53. He was well known for all these roles, especially Grey's Anatomy and Euphoria. He sadly lost the battle to ALS, which he let everyone know about 10 months ago that he was battling. It's a very serious disease that destroys motor neurons in the brains and spinal cord, which leads to respiratory failure, muscle weakness, or paralysis. Once diagnosed, you have about 3 to 5 years to live. And maybe he's been had it and he didn't let nobody know, but he only let us know he had it 10 months ago. He leaves behind his wife and 2 daughters, ages 15 and 13. And all the shawties that be watching Grey's Anatomy 24/7, rewatching old episodes, they going through it right now, boy. When I tell you I'm on 4 close friends and they crying on the close friends, it's not good. A lot of people hurt by this. It's sad to see he had to go so soon. Make sure you guys do your blood work. Make sure you guys are always getting your doctor checks, because things like this do appear. Things like this do happen. You want to be prepared. Rest in peace, Sam.
Everybody's over here talking about Dr. McSteamy, and I get it. But I'm trying to figure out what's going to happen to the daddy from Euphoria. Is he not on the show no more? Like, I'm so stressed out. And listen, he played the hell out of that role on Grey's Anatomy. Now, I didn't watch all of the episodes or all of the seasons of Grey's Anatomy. I only seen a few of them. But everybody knows Dr. McSteamy, or whatever they call him. But we already lost Fez from Euphoria. Now him? I need us, please. Okay, we need a break. 2026 just ain't making no goddamn sense for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's too much going on, and we're only in February. It's only month 2 of the year. How much can we take?
This is Eric Dane. You might recognize him as McSteamy from Grey's Anatomy or from Euphoria, and he just passed from ALS. So let's talk about what that is. ALS stands for Amyotrophic Lateral Sclerosis. It's a progressive neurological disease that affects motor neurons in the brain and spinal cord. I need to be smaller. Oh God, too small. In ALS, these motor neurons waste away and die, like you see here. That causes the muscles to weaken and shrink over time, and that makes speaking, swallowing, moving harder. Even breathing can become a challenge as it progresses. So common signs are slurred speech, muscle weakness or twitches, trouble with fine motor tasks like writing or buttoning up your shirt, and eventually breathing difficulties. The progression varies by person, but currently there's no cure. Treatments are focused on, managing symptoms and improving quality of life and extending survival where it's possible. Most cases are sporadic, so that means there isn't a single known cause, but a small percentage run in families. One thing I really will appreciate about Eric Dane is that this diagnosis is very, very difficult, and yet he was extremely open and vocal about what he was going through. And I think that's so brave in terms of raising awareness about something like this.
I tried really hard to keep it together in the last video because I don't think it's proper to come on here and report something and be crying while doing so, but I'm human, we're human, and that's what connects us is emotions and feeling things together, and this really made me sad. I started looking up old videos of his. I'm so ugly. I started looking up old videos of his to try and make myself feel better, and it just made me feel worse. And then the worst video possible started playing, and it wasn't because of the video, it was because of the song. And I lost it. Oh my god, I am not okay. And anyway, I hate when people come on the internet and cry because it can be so cringy. But what if we just cried together? Anyway, these are my real feelings, and I just felt like sharing it because watching him deteriorate in the last year was so depressing. And I just really hope he's resting now and that his family is okay. This is how I really feel.